Top 6 Demons in Korean Shamanism. Welcome to Korea's Supernatural Squad, where every demon feels like a cursed crossover episode. Gwishin? Basically your emotionally unavailable ex, but dead. Cheonyeo Gwishin is the original Sadako, but make it Confucian trauma. Bulgasari? Godzilla's weird cousin, who eats swords and doesn't vibe with capitalism. Dokkaebi is Loki if he had a rice paddle. Ma is every flu you've ever blamed on ghosts. And Jeoseung Saja? Grim Reaper meets HR. No soul left behind. Let's dive in. Gwishin, the Restless Dead. Gwishin are Korea's ultimate I'm not done yet ghosts. Born from people who died suddenly, unfairly, or just really pissed off. They skip the afterlife and hang around places like bathrooms, basements, and abandoned schools. These spirits didn't get closure, or maybe just weren't invited to their own funerals. Rooted in ancient shamanism, they now haunt Korea's horror films, viral ghost stories, and probably your apartment if your lights keep flickering for no reason. Sleep tight. Gwishin appear as pale, ghostly figures frozen in the moment of their death. Their faces are often expressionless or hidden behind long, unkempt black hair. Their eyes may be hollow, sunken, or eerily glowing. They wear the clothes they died in, often bloodied, torn, or time-worn. Some hover slightly above the ground, and many lack feet entirely. They radiate an eerie stillness, appearing in shadowy places like hallways or forests, exuding unresolved emotion, sorrow, or vengeance without saying a word. Gwishin stick around because they've got unfinished business, revenge, regret, or just major abandonment issues. They haunt specific places tied to their death, usually to scare the living, send a message, or make someone finally notice they're still mad. Some cause illness, accidents, or terrifying dreams. Others just stare from dark corners like emotionally repressed exes. Until they get closure via rituals, revenge, or someone moving their bones properly. They're basically full-time supernatural drama queens. Quiet ones, with icy stares. You don't fight a Gwishin like it's a boss battle, you negotiate. The classic move is calling a shaman to perform a gut ritual. Drums, chants, offerings, and sometimes symbolic funerals to send the ghost packing. Other tricks? Appease them, fulfill their last wish, or burn items linked to their grudge. Ignoring them? Bad idea. Exorcisms are rare. Gwishin aren't evil, they're emotionally stuck. Think less, vanquish the demon. More, help your ghost roommate move on. Carefully. Gwishin. They don't scream. They don't chase. But some say they never stop watching. Bulgasari, the iron-eating monster. Bulgasari started as a harmless rice sculpture, made by a monk who probably needed better hobbies. Then some blood spilled on it, and boom, it came alive, hungry for iron. Not food, not revenge, just metal. It ate swords, shields, pots, anything forged. The more it ate, the stronger it got. People tried to stop it with weapons, which only made it bulk up. It's the ancient Korean equivalent of feeding your problems and watching them deadlift your army. Bulgasari looks like a nightmare forged in a scrapyard. Towering and tank-like, its body is a grotesque mix of twisted metal, scorched armor, and glowing molten seams pulsing with energy. Its skin looks like welded iron plates stitched over muscle, with jagged spikes jutting from its spine. Its eyes burn with hunger, and its jaws grind steel like candy. It moves with brute force, part beast, part furnace, the kind of monster that eats your sword, then uses you as a toothpick. You don't fight Bulgasari, you out-weird it. Swords? Delicious. Spears? A snack. The only thing this iron-chomping beast can't digest is fire. Legend says if you stuff it full of burning embers, it'll self-destruct like a rage-filled pressure cooker. But good luck getting close enough. It tends to eat the delivery guy. Your best bet? Outsmart it with flame, or let it eat everything and hope it gets indigestion. Basically, bring fire. Or don't bring anything at all. Bulgasari. In legends, monsters are metaphors, but this one just consumes endlessly, blindly. Cheonyeo Gwishin, the Virgin Ghost. Cheonyeo Gwishin, Korea's most iconic ghost girl, started as heartbreak with a vengeance. She's the spirit of a young, unmarried woman who died before tying the knot, a big no-no in old Confucian society, where marriage equals fulfillment. Denied her life's purpose, she's cursed to roam the earth in her funeral hanbok, hair down, seething in silence. Basically, society ghosted her first. Now she haunts bathrooms, schools, and night roads, reminding everyone that emotional repression never really dies. Cheonyeo Gwishin looks like your worst breakup, wrapped in a funeral hanbok. Her skin is deathly pale. Her long black hair hangs over her face like a curtain of secrets. And her eyes, if you ever see them, are sunken wells of sorrow and rage. She's always dressed in white, the color of mourning in Korea, frozen in the moment she died. She doesn't bleed, scream, or chase. She just stands there, silently judging you with centuries of unresolved trauma. You don't fight a Cheonyeo Gwishin. You negotiate with her emotional damage. She's not evil. She's unfinished. To get rid of her, fulfill her last wish, hold a proper funeral, or burn the item she's attached to. Korean shamans, mudang, might perform a gut ritual to send her off peacefully, assuming she doesn't flip the room first. But ignore her? Disrespect her? Congrats, she's your new roommate. And she doesn't leave. Ever. Enjoy sleeping with the lights on. Cheonyeo Gwishin. She wasn't cursed for what she did, but for what she never got to do. Dokkaebi, the trickster demon. Dokkaebi aren't ghosts or gods. They're chaos with a backstory. Born from old, abandoned objects, like blood-stained tools or forgotten brooms, they soaked up spiritual energy until, surprise, Goblin. Some legends say they were once nature spirits or mountain guardians who got bored and prank-happy. Shamanism didn't exorcise them. They tried to outwit them. Tricksters, not evil, just chaotic energy in rice pot form. Basically, ancient Korea's supernatural answer to, this is why we can't have nice things. Dokkaebi look like goblins who got cursed mid-party. Usually horned, wild-eyed, and grinning like they know your browser history, they wear tattered clothes or animal skins, sometimes with a tiger pelt just for flair. Some have one leg, because symmetry is overrated, and carry a magical club called a bangmangji that grants wishes or causes chaos. Their vibe? Somewhere between a prank-loving forest troll and your chaotic uncle with supernatural powers. Mischievous, unpredictable, and way too confident for someone with mossy eyebrows. Dokkaebi don't have a grand mission. They exist mostly to cause chaos and test character. They challenge greedy people, reward clever ones, and prank everyone else just for fun. Think of them as supernatural agents of karma, with poor impulse control. They flip fortunes, steal your stuff, or show up to wrestle you at night. They're not evil, just wildly inconvenient. If you outsmart them, they might grant you wealth, or just turn your houseplants into frogs. It's a toss-up. You don't exorcise a Dokkaebi, you outsmart it. Fighting one is useless, they cheat. But tricking it? That's the move. Folklore's full of clever humans winning riddles or making them laugh themselves away. Shamans rarely bother unless things get really weird. Sometimes people use specific rituals to confuse or banish them, but usually it's a brain game. Outsass the goblin, win the prize, fail, and enjoy a lifetime of missing socks and mysteriously cursed rice bowls. Dokkaebi, they laugh with you until they don't. Ma, demon of sickness and possession. Ma is basically Korea's spiritual term for bad vibes, but make it supernatural. Rooted in Korean shamanism and folk belief, it's not a ghost or a demon. It's more like an invisible mood swing with teeth. Ma sneaks in through emotional trauma, weak energy, or just bad luck, then messes with your health, fortune, or sanity. Ancient Koreans blamed it for everything from headaches to existential dread. You don't fight Ma, you ritual it out like toxic energy with a resume. You don't really see Ma, but if you could, it'd probably look like a ghost made of burnout and side-eye. Imagine a shadowy, smoke-like presence hovering just out of view, kind of like sleep paralysis with commitment issues. No face, no limbs, just vibes. It clings to corners, seeps into bodies, and makes everything feel off. If depression, resentment, and cursed air freshener had a baby, it'd be Ma, subtle, invisible, and somehow always breathing down your neck. Ma exists purely to ruin your day without doing anything obvious. Its purpose? To disrupt your energy, throw your emotions out of whack, and make sure your week goes sideways for no medically provable reason. It doesn't kill you. It just unmotivates you. Think of it as spiritual malware. Not deadly, just deeply annoying. It feeds on stress, grudges, and spiritual vulnerability. Its job isn't to haunt. It's to linger until someone finally calls a shaman. You don't stab Ma or chant Latin at it. You vibe check it out of existence. Traditional Korean shamans, mudang, handle Ma like spiritual IT support. Diagnose the weird energy, then ritual it out with drums, chants, and sometimes rice wine. You can also fight it with rest, reflection, and maybe eating a vegetable. Ma hates balance. So, if your life gets too emotionally stable or spiritually clean, it bails. Basically, sage, therapy, and a really good playlist. Ma. You don't see Ma coming. You just feel everything starting to rot from the inside. Jeoseung Saja, the Grim Reaper. Jeoseung Saja didn't ask for this job. He was assigned. Born from Buddhist and Korean folk beliefs, he's the underworld's official soul escort, kind of like a supernatural Uber driver for the dead. Clad in black, face unreadable, he shows up post-death to guide you to the afterlife. No, are you ready? Just let's go. He's not evil, just aggressively punctual. If he appears, congrats. Your subscription to life has officially ended. No refunds. He shows up dressed like death's middle manager. Black robe, tall hat, no expression, and major "don't talk to me before my shift ends" energy. Sometimes he's riding a black horse, other times he's just standing there, always silent, always judging. Think of him as a Korean Grim Reaper, but make it minimalist and terrifying. His eyes, cold. His vibe, colder. No scythe, just a death certificate and an unspoken "time's up." You don't summon him, he finds you. His job isn't complicated, just chilling. Jeoseung Saja's entire purpose is to escort souls from the land of the living to the afterlife. No haunting, no threats. Just clean spiritual admin work. When your time's up, he shows up like the world's creepiest auditor. He doesn't care if you're ready. He's got a cosmic schedule to keep. Think of him as death's delivery service. Efficient, polite, and utterly terrifying. And no, you don't fight him. He's not a demon. He's logistics. But some believe charms, shamans, or spiritual loopholes can delay him, temporarily. Admin errors, divine mix-ups, or unfinished business might buy time. But once Jeoseung Saja arrives, he's not leaving without you. You can beg, bargain, or pretend to nap. He'll just wait, silently, until you finally give up the ghost. Jeoseung Saja, they're not cruel, just punctual. And once they arrive, you don't get to argue. Still here? You survived 6 Korean demons. Give yourself a spiritually cleansed pat on the back. If you got chills, nightmares, or a sudden urge to salt your windows, do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe for more cursed content, and comment below. What myth should I dive into next? I'm taking suggestions, unless Jeoseung Saja gets to me first. Until then, may your mirrors stay quiet and your rice bowls uncursed.